Hello and welcome to Neverwinter Nights. This is going to be one of 3 primer episodes, each of about 20 minutes length, where I'm going to set up the game and set up the premise for playing Neverwinter Nights. Initially I was considering playing Neverwinter Nights 2, but for various reasons that never came to be. The main reason was actually the fact that parts of Neverwinter Nights 2 feel a bit bloated. By bloated I mean where the game feels like it's been stretched longer than it necessarily has to. Certain games are notorious for, you know, you are at the end of the game, but you still got 2 hours more to go. You can just feel the game should end now, but just to give some sort of sense of content of value for your money, extra stuff has been put in your way. It's more like roadblocks than anything else. I'm not necessarily saying that Neverwinter Nights 2 is super bad at it, but I played through it recently and I played through Mask of the Betrayer, which has been getting quite a good write-up from a lot of people. And I did enjoy Mask of the Betrayer, except for the ending of it. I really did not like the ending of Mask of the Betrayer. I felt like there was being... You got the sense of having a direct influence on the end of the expansion. I can say this without spoiling anything. But when you actually reach the end part of the expansion, it wasn't much of a choice in the long run. I mean, there was no... I can't say too much without risking spoiling it in case you want to play it yourself, or in case I do end up later getting a playthrough of it, but I just didn't like how it finished. I liked virtually all of the expansion, but the end bit was a bit... But anyway, a lot of other people have been doing this game, and my version, or my playing through, is probably not going to be much different. But I'm going to be playing a character that might be out of the ordinary. Neverwinter Nights campaign, Prelude. As you can see, all chapters are unlocked because I played through it recently. I don't think playing through these kind of games blind is ideal, because it's very easy to miss stuff. So, create a new character. Gender is going to be a male, because why not? Race, human. The favorite class, any, will have some influence, but quick to master 1 extra feat at first level and 4 extra skill points at first level, plus 1 additional skill point at each following level. It's a nice enough boon to justify playing a human. Portrait, that's going to give away the class playing to a point. A fist. Wonder what class that would call for. Speaking of class, monk. So give you a quick rundown. Monks fight unarmored and unarmed, and are penalized quite heavily for playing for using armor or weapons. They can use specific weapons without losing their unarmed even combat bonuses, but there's no point because your fist will end up hitting harder. There is some very specialized builds which are potentially very strong, but for my taste, using weapons as a monk is playing the wrong class. Each to their own. Alignment. You have to be lawful because of the strict discipline required to attain the level of training needed to be a monk. I'm not good at playing evil. I don't like being unpleasant, nasty, whatever. And neutral I think is too cumbersome. So, lawful good it is. Abilities. Normally when you play a monk you would go for a strength build to draw benefit from the hit bonus from strength and the damage. or you'll play a dexterity build with the trait feat, weapon finesse, which will allow you to use your dexterity modifier to boost your attack roll and also gain armor class bonus from dexterity. But the build I'm going to be playing is going to rely on the stat that monks are supposed to like a lot. That's why I'm just going to hit the recommend button. Wisdom. It is very important for monks as well, modifying many of their abilities. The wise character is capable and okay. Monks gain armor class from for every 2 points of wisdom. They for one. We try again. For every bonus they have from wisdom, they get an armor one to their armor class, so they can draw armor class on both dexterity and wisdom. So I can hear people saying you're not going to be very strong. Not for a while, no. This is a long-term character. Definitely a character made for the long run. It is not a character for the first 10 or 12 levels. When it's complete, it's going to be very, very strong. And it's going to be okay on the way, and it's going to be quite decent actually. The character I recently completed the game with is exactly the same build as I'm going to use now. So I know for a fact it works quite well, actually. Anyway, packages. You have an option of different packages, which is basically just for you to say, okay, this is the way I want to go. I select a package, following the description, and then when you level up, you just hit recommend, 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 done. Don't need to think, don't need to do anything. I would recommend against it, because a lot of these packages, they just have so many minor flaws that can be painful in the long run. By the way, concerning stats, I do not like negative modifiers, so I will settle for 10 as a minimum in all stats. I know you could sacrifice charisma for monks, but I don't like doing it. I am not a min-maxer. Not to the extreme, anyway. So, anyway, we're going to configure the package. Skills. You have class skills, and you have cross-class skills, and then you have class-specific skills. Animal empathy is for rangers, and druids, I think, maybe? I can't remember. Perform for bards, and use magic device is for rogues. They are no longer called thieves, they're called rogues because this is Dungeons & Dragons 3. You can't, of course, take those because we are not playing either of those classes. Cross-class skills will cost 2 skill points per point, and you can only put 1 point in the skill every other level. So at level 1 you could start with +2, or 2 skill points in a cross-class skill. But a cross-class skill is meant to basically tell you this is not a skill that's very useful for your character. It could be beneficial to have a point here and a point there, but it's not something that your class is going to thrive using. What we want is a discipline. A successful check allows the character to resist any combat feat, disarm, don't care about, call shot, or knockdown. Getting chain knockdown is a pain in a certain location. So, of other skills, heal. I like taking heal because it makes healing kits very, very strong. Alternatively, you could use listen because it alerts against hidden creatures. The thing about healing kits though is they can counter diseases and poisons, so it's a bit... I have not fully decided what to actually do with it, but I think I'm going to play it safe and just go with heal. I know you can rest very easily in this game, and healing, the healing skill is probably a bit overrated, but oh well, so be it. Monks have hide, listen, and hide and listen even. As class skills, the crafting skills are irrelevant for the moment. But I don't believe in playing semi-rogue on my monk. So what we're going to take is law. Need law. I need it for a very specific reason, but there's also something nice to be said for being able to identify items just by picking them up. Basically, law signifies the fact that you've read about this kind of item or heard about it or blah blah blah, and then you see the item, then you recognize it and remember what it is, and that's how it's identified. That's what the law skill is doing. Alternatively, you can use the identify skill or pay 100 gold pieces at a shop to get it identified for you. But there's a very specific reason why I need it as well. So, persuade. That is one of the talk skills. Why did I click parry? I meant persuade. You could argue that the bluff is the neutral. Intimidate. Where is it? HI. Oh, there we are. Is the evil. It's too squared, described like that, but and then persuade is the good. You're basically trying to get more information out of people or a higher reward or something. Having at least one of them is highly recommended. More than one is probably overkill. But they are based on charisma, so you will not. This character will not gain any bonus to persuade. But it's very, very nice to have for the original campaign and for the official content in general. Persistent worlds and all sorts of other things, it's not very useful, but in this case it is. And of course, tumble. I'm going to select feats which will completely negate the skill, which may sound a bit stupid to pick the skill, but the very important thing here is for every 5 ranks in the skill, the character's armor class is also improved by +1. Remember, monks cannot use armor. Oh, they can use armor, but then they're crippled. They lose their extra speed, they lose their wisdom bonus. They lose much more than they gain. It's pointless wearing armor. So by using tumble, you can gain 1 armor class for every 5 ranks. In Neverwinter Nights 2, just for reference, it is 1 armor class against last attacker for every 10 ranks, so it's stronger in Neverwinter Nights. Okay, feats, as you can see, we have the monk is different between Neverwinter Nights 1 and Neverwinter Nights 2, but I can say that I used this build, this exact same build. I had to modify it slightly to work in Neverwinter Nights 2, and I played through the base game and Master of the Betrayer. So it does work in Neverwinter Nights 2, but there's a difference between the 2 versions. Cleave, evasion, flurry of blows, improved unarmored strike, monk armor class bonus. Mount action is not relevant for this at all. Quick to master, that is the extra feat for being a human. And of course, weapon proficiency monk. These are the weapons you can use as a monk. You can use club, dagger, hand axe, light crossbow, heavy crossbow, quarterstaff, shuriken, hammer, and sling. The hammer is a small sickle, basically, and you can use that with flurry of blows, but no other weapons. So anyway, we need to take 2 feats, and if you hit the recommend button, it will give us a dodge and toughness. Toughness gives you 1 hit point per level extra, and it's retroactive, so we don't want to take it just yet. We want to take... where's... blah. Here we are, Luck of Heroes. Prerequisite can only take this feat at first level. Specifics: character gain +1 bonus to all saving throws. It is very, very powerful for first level feat. In Neverwinter Nights 2, I'm not going to keep drawing parallels between the two games, but in Neverwinter Nights 2 it also gives you +1 luck bonus to your armor class, so an extra reason to take it. There's a lot of players that would say that this is a very strong feat to take unless you are feat starved, like certain classes are, specifically paladins. But we need to customize now, and you actually need to use the cursor keys to turn the character around. So I'm looking for a very specific head, because head also defines hair. While I'm looking for this, I can say that this game plays its cutscenes on a non-game screen, apparently. So what I have done is, because I've completed the game, I got access to all cutscenes. I've taken all the cutscenes and recorded them using OBS, doing a full screen recording, and I will edit those into the videos, so that when I upload the videos, it will run hopefully fluent, without any noticeable transition shift between one recording and the other, except for the fact that the color difference is slightly sorry, there is a slight color difference between the two recording programs, but I will make it work. I will make it seem natural, I hope. Anyway, black is a decent hair color. I like that little whip kind of thing. So
get on them! Attack, I say!
We're going to give him a name, and we are going to call him what are we going to call him? I'm already using a hammer fist in one of my other games. You know what? Let's just say that this is a third generation son or something. Oops, not Fust. And this one, he's about 30 years old. Why not? Last name, don't care about at all. It doesn't bother me at all. When it comes to, well, you don't need a deity or whatever you call it, but let's give him Tyr as a deity. The god of justice. Hooray! You need a voice set, so
to your weapons and don't let up. Attack!
That's what I usually do for use for paladins. What about?
You are so gonna feel some rap.
There's something cute about it, but psychotic.
Attack! Kill them now!
Dumb hero.
Don't just stand there. Crack some heads.
Sociopath.
I want to see suffering.
Maybe not. What about mature swashbuckler?
To the fight, my friends!
Yep. That seems more like something I could use. So, looking at the time, I'm going to start the game, and then the introduction cutscene will play, and I'm going to record it, which is completely relevant for you as a viewer. But I'm going to record it so I know the timing of the total length of the video when I add the pre-recorded cutscene into this video. So let's hit play, and I will let this play out, and then I will continue in the next video. So for now, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.
The Frozen North, the name given to the stark and unforgiving frontier that lies beyond the high moor of Faerun. A bleak wilderness where barbarian clans and tribes of giants roam the land, and fierce dragons rule the skies. But amidst the frozen savagery stands a bastion of civilization, the city of Neverwinter, Jewel of the North. Behind the city's high walls, those both hardy and brave carve out an existence from this bleak land under the guidance and protection of the legendary hero, Lord Nasher Alagonda. Yet there are some things that all the courage in the world cannot stand against. A virulent plague swept the city, a terrible affliction that began in the beggar's nest. Soon, all of Neverwinter would feel the touch of the wailing death. The disease could not be cured. Panic ensued. The streets erupted into violence. The jewel of the North was brought to its knees. To save Neverwinter, Lady Aribeth de Tilmarand, Paladin of Tyr, and Lord Nasher's right hand put forth the call for a champion. A rush of would-be heroes answered her call, some drawn by promises of grandeur and glory, others by the lure of gold. Those with the greatest potential were initiated into the academy to train and study under the greatest minds of Neverwinter, all in the hopes a champion might emerge to save the city from the wailing death, and whatever sinister force might be behind it.